Truly the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We have 31 reasons to rejoice today. When I took office as sheriff, I promised the citizens that I would do my part in fighting crime in Muscogee County. With the help of the FBI and the DEA, we did just that. We also had the help of our partnering agencies to help us in this effort. On yesterday, with the help of our federal partners, state partners, and county partners, we arrested a total of 31 individuals, members of the Zohannan gang and member of the Crips. 19 of those individuals were arrested on the federal level. Thomas Hobbes once said, "The law is not to frighten the good, but to keep the bad in awe." Today, the bad guys who have the emboldened audacity to try to take over Muscogee County thought that they were above the law and untouchable. Those individuals that we arrested yesterday are all sitting behind bars in awe. The criminal enterprises that they worked so hard to build have all been interrupted and dismantled. Over the past 2 years, the Muscogee County Sheriff's Office has worked in lockstep with the FBI and the DEA to go after some very dangerous gang members, members of the Zohannan gang, members of the Crips. But I'm truly grateful for the working relationship that we have fostered over the past 3 years with our federal partners. Collectively, we have leveraged the strength of our combined resources to investigate criminal enterprises that involve cartels, very dangerous gang members, validated gang members, and large-scale drug operations. This case had a huge footprint in Muscogee County. As the Chief Law Enforcement Officer for the county, I want to send a strong message to the criminal enterprises who think that they can set up shop in Muscogee County. I want you to look on stage and look at every face and every uniform in every agency here. We have 4 words for those individuals who think that they can set up shop in Muscogee County: not on our watch. I want to personally thank the FBI and the DA for all of their help. This would not have been possible without their assistance and guidance. As this operation wraps up, there will be other operations to follow. We will not let up. We will not tire out on the work at hand. This operation will highlight our lack of tolerance for criminal enterprises to set up shop in Muscogee County or any neighboring county. We will not allow criminals to have their way and trample on the quality of life that our citizens have worked so hard to enjoy. I want to send a message for those that are watching. If you're involved in criminal activity, I want to send this message to you. Just because your name was not called in the arrest yesterday, I don't want you to relax. I don't want you to breathe a breath of fresh air, a sigh of relief, because our work is not done. Just because you were not arrested does not mean that we're not looking at you. So don't get too comfortable, because our work is not finished. I will yield to our distinguished U.S. Attorney for the Georgia Middle District, Peter Leary. I do want to say this to the media before he comes up, that we will not be answering any questions. We want to put out the information, the facts of the case that we can talk about, because when we started this operation yesterday, there were a lot of people messaging things on Facebook and Instagram. So we trust our media partners to put out the truth, and that's why we want to put out as many facts of the case that we can, because we trust you as you trust us to give you the information. But I will come back at the end and I will give you the numbers. The numbers are what I believe that the public needs to hear, because we've heard the cries, we've heard the we've heard the pain of those in our community, in the partners that we have up here at the federal level, state level, in the local level, county level. We've all heard those cries, and so we work together to try to remedy some of the concerns of the public. But I will bring up to the podium right now Peter Leary, U.S. Attorney for the Georgia Middle District.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning, everyone. My name is Peter Leary. I'm the United States Attorney for the Middle District of Georgia. And first, I want to thank Sheriff Countryman for having us here today and for making all of this possible. Armed gangs, fentanyl, Glock switches, and methamphetamine are a recipe for disaster in any community. And what we joined here as federal, state, and local law enforcement was to say that these are not activities that we're going to allow, and that we're going to really focus on removing such dangerous activities from our communities. I think you'll probably hear this morning about the partnerships that make an operation like this possible, and that's really very true. This is an investigation that was led, as Sheriff Countryman said, by the Muscogee County Sheriff's Office, by the FBI, by the DEA, and you're going to hear several speakers this morning. You're going to hear from Rich Bilson with the FBI, from Ralph Iorio with the DEA, from Donald Kelly, the district attorney here in Chattahoochee Judicial Circuit, and from Sheriff Mike Jolly in the Harris County Sheriff. That's the Harris County Sheriff. But again, when you look back at the amount of effort that was put into this, this is multiple federal agencies, not just the FBI and DEA. The Marshal Service are involved in this as well. When you look at state agencies, you have Georgia State Patrol. When you look at sheriff's offices, you're talking about sheriff's offices here in Georgia, in Alabama, in California. This is a wide-ranging operation. And then when you look at the prosecution element of this, you have our office with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Middle District of Georgia. You have the DA here in Columbus, and you also have the Department of Justice's Violent Crime and Racketeering section out of Washington, D.C. is involved in this matter. So this is a significant operation. We're proud to be a part of it, and more than anything else, I want to thank the men and women of law enforcement who risk themselves every day to keep our community safe, and who did so yesterday and did so valiantly and really commendably. So I appreciate you all being here this morning, and I would ask Rich Bilson from the FBI to come up.
Good morning. My name is Rich Bilson. I'm a supervisory senior resident agent for the FBI here in Columbus, Georgia. We all stand here today knowing Columbus and the surrounding areas are much safer than they were prior to yesterday's operation. Operation Sweet Silence was a joint effort by the FBI Southwestern Georgia Gang Task Force to stop the wave of violent crime, including homicides, shootings, and other crimes that have swept across our community because of Zohannan and other neighborhood-based gangs that are operating in the Columbus area. The FBI and our partners have been working on this case for months from here in our Columbus office. Yesterday, the FBI brought in 7 SWAT teams from around the Southeast region in Washington, D.C. In addition, we brought in dozens of additional employees, crisis negotiators, and others to make sure that the operation went as smoothly and safely as possible for everyone involved. The crime occurring in our community has become a national security issue that plays out on our streets every day, and the problem has only gotten worse. But I can assure you that the FBI and our law enforcement partners will continue to work together to keep our streets safe by reducing the supply of drugs coming into our city and protecting our citizens from the grave damage that violent gangs inflict. We are confident this operation will prevent others from feeling the pain and damage this group has already inflicted on others. The FBI and our partners will continue to aggressively pursue violent gangs and drug traffickers infecting our communities. With that, I'll turn it over to DEA, Assistant Special Agent in Charge, Ralph Iorio.
Good morning. My name is Ralph Iorio. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in Charge in the Atlanta Field Division for the Drug Enforcement Administration. Just want to start by saying that these strong partnerships with other law enforcement agencies are the key to these successful investigations. We will continue to work with our local, state, federal partners to address the threat of deadly drugs stemming from Mexico. These drug dealers, as we've seen in this case, often use drugs and violence to protect their ill-gotten gains. So disrupting, dismantling, and destroying these organizations saves lives and keeps communities safe. DEA and our partners are committed to protecting the American people from the danger and violence associated with drug trafficking. And as you see here, this was a large-scale operation that was successful because of these partnerships. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Don Kelly. I'm the District Attorney for the Chattahoochee Judicial Circuit, which includes Muscogee County and Harris County. Both participated in this operation. We have been working together with our federal partners, our law enforcement partners, on this for some time now. 12 of these cases will be prosecuted by the District Attorney's Office here in Muscogee County. We see this as a beginning, not an end. This is the beginning of the cases for us to prove these folks guilty of what they have done. And we see this as a beginning to let people know that we will no longer stand for gang terrorism, because that's what's been going on for the last several years in Columbus. We've seen the homicide rate more than double because of gangs. And we are going to continue to target gangs. This isn't the end. This isn't a simple statement. This is the beginning of ending gang violence in Columbus. Thank you.
I'm Sheriff Mike Jolly, and of course, Sheriff Heath Taylor. Come on up here with me, Sheriff Taylor, from Russell County. We were part of this because even though most of the arrests came out of Columbus, don't think that these organizations doesn't go to the outlying counties. We wanted to be involved in this. Over hundreds and thousands of man hours our agents and our people put into this also, because our citizens come to Columbus, and when they come up here, we want them to be safe. We don't want the activity that these gangs do in these areas to involve our citizens. We want them to be safe when they come up here. And we don't want the gangs to come out to our areas also. We're concerned, and we know that it's just a matter of time before it affects us and our citizens in our areas. So it's a collaborative effort. When it affects one person, we know these criminals don't stop at the county lines. So we wanted to put our law enforcement efforts into this activity also. So we were proud to be a part of it, and we'll continue to be a part of it, because we know that it takes a family of law enforcement people to stop these activities. So we're proud to be a part of it, and this is a family up here also. We're our gang, and our gang's going to outdo their gang, I guarantee you. So we're proud of it. Sheriff,
Thank you.
bring us home.
All righty. We plan to provide with you all of the photos and images that we have here, but I do want to give out some of the numbers that we have over the course of the 2.5-year investigation, Operation Sweet Silence. As of September the 12th, the investigation resulted in 101 arrests, 126 warrants. We seized 496 pounds of meth, 51.21 kilos of cocaine, which equals to 126 pounds, 7.1 kilos of fentanyl, which equals to 15.6 pounds, 25,094 kilos of marijuana, which equals to 55,248 pounds of marijuana. This was seized out of an illegal marijuana grow house or grow area in Butte County, California. So that shows you the extent of this case. It had a large footprint in Muscogee County, but it actually touched other areas too. 1.3 kilos of heroin, which equals right at 3 pounds. 5.9 pounds of GHB, 755 grams of mushrooms. We also seized 155 firearms. U.S. currency involved was $273,000, and I did have the dollar value of everything. I thought it was up here.
It's a lot.
I believe that it's over $260 million, I believe, total. Don't hold me to that number, but I can get that number to you. I thought it was up here, but I just want to thank all the partners up here again, and as Sheriff Jolly said, that we are one law enforcement family, that it doesn't matter the county or whether the state or federal.